Hey guys, Jordan Green here with Farm Builder, and today what we're going to talk about and answer is a very common question. People say, hey, it's great that you get the prices that you charge for your animals or for your meat there, but that simply won't work in my market. What we're going to answer is how to address the unwillingness of a market in any place to pay you the cost and the price that you need for your product, how to address that through the principle of value adding. So, what is the principle of value addition? Put very simply, it is the difference between the cost to produce the product and the perceived value or willingness of the market to pay for it. So, seeing how on this channel we talk about farm things and farm products, what we're going to look at is how to take a pig and put it through this process of value additioning until you reach a point where you will make a profit on the animal. That could be in one of several different positions based on what your cost to produce the product is, what the willingness of the market is to pay a price point that is profitable to you. And when you can master these principles and have flexibility inside of your business and where you apply them, you can ensure every sale that you make is at a profit. So here's how it works. We'll show you the chart that I have going on here. It's kind of a simple chart here. And to explain it here, our example is going to be a finished hog, butchered, 120 pounds of trim. We're going to walk this animal from birth through a final value-added product until we reach a profitable point. Because there's going to be different contexts for your farm and your market. What we can sell here, you might not be able to sell. What you're able to sell there, we might not be able to do here. All right, so we have two planes that we are looking at here. One called product position. So this could start all the way over here on the left with the birth of the piglet. And what does it cost you to bring that piglet, have a weaned piglet ready to sell? So let's say for the sake of this discussion, we have two markers that we're going to use. The pink one here is going to be the value or the price that the market is willing to bear for that product. And the brown here will be cost. So starting with piglet, let's write this down here. Piglet. All right, let's say for the sake of this discussion that you can produce the piglet for $100. Yep, so we'll start here. And your market will bear a cost of $120 sale. So immediately we are right here. You can sell that piglet as a profit. Now, let's say you sold as many as you could, or you want to keep them to yourself and move it to the next level. You're going to raise that piglet, say, out to be a finished pig. So 300-pound live weight pig. And we'll put that right here, finished. All right, now our cost, let's say this has gone up to $500 now to produce that finished hog. Might be more, might be less for you, wherever you are. It doesn't matter for the sake of this exercise. You're selling this live weight finished pig, and you're only able to command, your market's only willing to bear a price of $450. So now your line has crossed over. All right, so you're not selling this pig at a profit now. In a commodity system, the producer has no choice at this point. The animal must be sold, and you are taking a loss of $50 a head in our hypothetical situation. When you have a direct-to-retail presence or you can command a value-add process on your animal, you have a whole host of options still open to you down the road. It's not just a piglet or a finished animal. For the sake of this discussion, we won't get into breeding stock. We're going to stick strictly with edible stuff. So we could take that finished pig and try to sell it as a custom processed pig, so a half or a whole hog. So that's going to cost, say, we can put a price on it, a little bit higher. It's going to push it up to, maybe $700 of cost by the time we have that butchering fee included in there. But the market is willing to bear a price that allows us to break even on this now. So we're at a point here where we won't take a loss necessarily, but we're not making a profit, okay? Better than down here, but not ideal. Let's say we could take it through to retail ready. So this would be USDA inspected or state inspected, depending on your regulations. Obviously going to be a little bit more cost involved. So this is going to push up a little bit higher on our cost to produce. And we now have some marketing costs involved as well. But we find that people are willing to pay more for the sausage on Saturday morning, pork chops, and so on. And all of a sudden, what the value of that animal is now beginning to exceed the costs. Okay? We can keep going with this. You know, say you have a retail market going, people are coming in, but you want to produce more animals. You want to take this value add to another level. Let's use in our example, you have a little trailer. You're going to some farmers markets, and you are value adding the trim. So we have 120 pounds of pork that we can sell. You're now putting that into sausage, egg, and cheese muffins. All right, so it's going to cost a little bit more. We actually did this years ago. It would cost us about $3 per muffin. And so if we have 120, that allows us to sell about 600 muffins for one hog. But our cost is going to be a little bit higher. We have to go to the market. We've got to do all this stuff. So our cost now is sliding up. We'll go to sausage, egg, and cheese muffin. Not a McMuffin. We don't call it that. All right, now our cost has gone up. Okay, to $1,500 because we got to pay people. We've got the grills to run. We've got other product to buy. All right, but farmers market Saturday morning, bunch of hungover, college students there. They're looking for some protein and carbs. That muffin will command $4 at the market. And if we can produce 600 muffins, all of a sudden, the value of our animal has now shot up here to an even higher point. All right. My line is not quite correct. We now have $2,400 in value. So you can see as we are moving this animal through the positions of proximity to the consumer's wants, that margin tends to open up between the value that the public is willing to pay and your cost to produce it. Okay? So one more I want to go to, because this is kind of our ultimate value addition. And you could take where you go with this product position and go a bunch of different directions with it. Hog roasts, pulled pork ready to eat, all kinds of stuff. I'm going to use the example that we have here, which is sticks. Okay? So here's one right here. So 1 ounce uncured mild pork stick. We now, again, have bumped our cost to produce this because that's extra money there. We're now up at about $2,000 into that pig by the time it's in that snack stick. But it's a 1 ounce snack stick that's selling for $2. The value of this pig just went over $3,500 for one animal. So that's a hypothetical situation here. Now let's erase this and look at possibly a different scenario. All right, so let's say your costs are a little bit higher in an area, and it's going to cost you, you're starting out here at $100 to produce your piglet, okay? The local market for piglets is highly saturated. You're way down here, way down here. All right, so you can decide that you're going to move that piglet forward to a finished animal. Your costs are up here, say around $400. What your market wants to bear is still very low. People don't appreciate pastured pigs where you're from. They don't want to pay the same, so it's up here at like $250 is what your market will bear. All right, so you have a decision here. Are you going to sell it and eat the loss? I would recommend moving it forward to the next position. So retail ready kind of stuff, or that carcass. It's going to add a little bit more cost. Maybe you come over here, all right, and you turn it into whole hog sausage. Now the market is coming up, but still not quite where you need it to be. It's getting closer though as you value add. Maybe you need to take it to the next step and have it as that sausage, egg, and cheese muffin at the market. Keep going up. And then you can see the value of that cross over your cost. All right, so maybe that's where you're at. That is where you need to be marketing your pork, is at that level of value addition. Now, say you're in a very unappreciative market. They don't appreciate your pastured pigs. Okay, so your costs are up here. No one is wanting to pay that price, so it's still just kind of trailing underneath. You may need to make the decision on your future pigs, because obviously you can't undo the sausage, but you may need to move to the sticks, where you're going up here. But then finally, snack stick is shelf stable. You could ship it around the country. Now you can cross that plane where you're actually making a profit on that animal. So a couple of the takeaways from here is value addition is moving that product through the process of bringing it closer to what the customer wants. And typically, especially with food, the closer an item is to that eating experience, the more tolerant the market is of paying a premium price. Good example of this, a couple of years ago, I bought some bacon jerky down at my local convenience store. And, I was hungry, wanted it, it was tasty. And I'm out in the parking lot, look at the price, look at the weight on it. It's $48 a pound for bacon. But it didn't matter to me because I wanted something right then. Now, if you're out in the field trying to sell, a slab of a whole fresh side to someone, and you're like, oh, it's $50 a pound, they're going to laugh you out. So that's a value addition of that bacon all the way through to the end. So this is the fundamentals and the quick version of the principles of value add. This will take a little bit of time to refine and to work these kinks out in your process. But once you have mastered this, it will come as close to warranting that you will not have to make a sale at a loss as anything that's out there. Now, this is something that people pay big money to learn. And I'm putting it out here for you guys with this little 10-minute video on how to do these principles of value add. So if you found it helpful, share it with someone, spread it around, spread the word of what we're doing here. And until next time, guys, get out there and get after it, and we'll see you around.